Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, people, what's good? You know what it is. More time is more time. I'm the monk. We're back with another block rocking watch along. This time we going live. It's the Bristol Gooner show. We're here. We're here, man. Here to talk about Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, boy, it is what it is, man. Arsenal are back. You know what I'm saying? Back in full effect, looking to right the wrongs of recent times. You know what I'm saying? And let me just check the scenario. Yeah, we could. We good. We good for a minute anyway. It might crash on me again. Still ironing out a few little things here and there. You know what I'm saying? But yes, people, Bristol Gooner, you know what it is. But yeah, man, it's been a great, great week for Arsenal. Is it 2 weeks or a week? Maybe a week. Been a great week for Arsenal all round. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's Premier League, we've played one game, I guess. Nottingham Forest, where we came back. Martin Odegaard back in the cut in full effect, doing what Martin Odegaard does best. And then back again last weekend, no, Tuesday, we had Sport in Lisbon in the Champions League. We came, we saw, we conquered, we represented. Represent. Gotta represent. You know what I'm saying? Never chase a check. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, people, this is the Bristol Gooner show, and we're just here to talk Arsenal, really, and what's been going on of recent. And yeah, it's been good, man. It's been a good change of you could say luck, or just a good change in life of Arsenal. You know what I mean? Because it was all going to shit for a good amount of time. We were getting red cards and players were injured and things weren't just running smooth as they should be running, you know what I'm saying? But now things look on the up, and it's good to be an Arsenal fan yet again, you know what I mean? And yeah, it's good times, man. It is actually good times. We just fisted up for Nottingham Forest and then rolled into Sporting Lisbon, pieced them up 5-1, easily done, made it look easy. There was some nervy bits. I'm not gonna lie to you, it did get nervy at times. Um, but yeah, we'll run through the game, and it started off. Couldn't have got much better, to be honest with you. Um, open a score sheet. I think it was Martinelli who opened the score sheet from a Jurien Timber low driven cross, perfectly timed. That's another player actually. Jurien Timber needs his plaudits, needs some love as well. But we'll get into that in a sec. Yeah, the ball was whipped in low towards Martinelli. Martinelli just had a little tap in. That would do well, do work wonders for Martinelli's confidence right now. You know what I mean? Because we all know how much it can affect you not scoring goals, not getting goals that, yeah, not getting goals that you feel, you know what I mean? Your performances ain't warranting you playing, you know what I mean? And as a football player, that's not what you want, you know what I mean? But yeah, Martinelli getting on the score sheet, very important. Then in around the 22nd minute, Kai Havertz gets on the end of a. It was another similar style goal where we just got the ball in early, and Bukayo Saka doing what Saka does best, running into the box, uh, threads it through the eye of the needle, through the keeper's legs, rolls into the path of Kai Havertz, and he gets another tap in. So there was two tap-ins. Then right before the end of the half, we had Gabriel Magalhaes. You know what I'm saying? The colossal, the Goonie. You know what I mean? We had Magalhaes coming through for the squad, with a nice header just before half time, and everything was running smoothly. Before that, Sporting didn't have any shots. You know what I mean? Barely had the ball. They were just getting pieced up, high press. Arsenal were high pressing all over the pitch, not allowing them any space or time to do what they wanted to do. And yeah, not allowing them to do anything that they wanted to do, which was great. You know what I mean? We were just piecing them up all over the pitch, and then a little nervy bit came in straight away in the second half. Sporting, they get some little fluky goal. You know what I mean? It was a bit of a Mazzoline. I think Calafiori kind of let his man go and couldn't keep up, couldn't catch up. Ended up just dropping on the ground, and yeah, it was a bit of a Mazzolini. You know what I'm saying? So they get one back, and then I'm thinking, nah, can't let this happen, man. You know what I mean? Because the thing is with the Champions League, it just takes one goal to change the pendulum swing, you know, the swing of the pendulum, you know what I'm saying? And the game tilt can tilt out of your favour, even if you're a couple goals up, you know what I mean? As you saw on the same night, Tuesday, Man City, it happened to them. They were 3-0 up and cruising, you know what I mean? Were they playing some dead team? Anyway, the team they were playing got a goal, and just mashed everything up for them, you know what I mean? Ended up coming back with another 2 goals after that, and City ended up drawing the game 3-3 when they were like 3-0 up. So it just shows you how important not letting a goal get to you as a team, and making sure that you move the pendulum back, you know what I mean? Have it swinging back in your favour. And we managed to do that before it happened. It was all going haywire, you know what I mean? Passes were being missed. We looked out of shape, you know what I mean? Not physically out of shape, but like on the pitch. Looked like it got to the players a little bit, until Mr. No Regards Martin Odegaard comes back with a sensational bit of skill in the box and gets brought down, allowing Bukayo Saka to step up, take the penalty where he tucked it right in the corner. And Bukayo Saka's becoming a legendary penalty taker for Arsenal. You know what I mean? He's had his times with England and Arsenal where he's missed. Yeah, I think he missed one for Liverpool one time in the Liverpool game. And for England as well, obviously when all the players got racially abused in that, he missed one then. And yes, since then he's come back, and every penalty is just tucked into the side netting. It don't matter if the keeper guesses the right side or not, because it's so well tucked into the side netting, they can't even reach it no matter what, you know what I mean? And as you saw from yesterday's games, Liverpool, 2 penalties missed, one by Kylian Mbappe, one by Mohamed Salah. You know what I mean? It just shows you penalties aren't always easy like that. You know what I mean? Mbappe's penalty got saved, and Salah didn't even get his on target. You know what I mean? It just drifted off to the left, didn't even hit the target. So it just shows you how important, and it was a very, very important penalty for Arsenal in the game, because without that penalty, things were looking a bit up in the air. Like, we were comfy 3-1 up, but like I said about the pendulum swinging, you know what I mean? It wasn't swinging in our favour. They were a lot more on top of things, a lot more on top of the ball, and it was getting on top. But when Saka dispatched of the penalty, it really brought us back to a place, you know what I mean, to a good place. We dispatched of that penalty, and then it was just open season. You know what I mean? We were 4-1 up. Started sourcing again. Players started moving mad again. You know what I mean? Moving it around the pitch nicely. Patterns of play, little 1-2s here and there, little bits and pieces. And then we make some subs. Arteta, that's another thing we've got to talk about. Arteta's subs. But I'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, subs on Trossard, subs on Moreno, and yeah, those two link up to get the final goal to make it 5-1. You know what I mean? A low driven shot from Moreno was a very, very powerful shot. Keeper had no choice but to just spoil it. You know what I mean? Spill it, and he couldn't push it out to an area where there was no players. Instead, it fell to a dangerous area, bounced off the ground up into the air, and Trossard was there, first to react, quick instincts, heads the ball down, and we get the 5th goal. You know what I mean? And from then, we just controlled the game till it ended, and it ended 5-1, which was great stuff. You know what I mean? And it just showed you that when Arsenal are in form with all their players, we are dangerous. Very, very dangerous, you know what I mean? And we've managed to get Martin Odegaard back, and with that, our form back at a good time in the season when things are going to start getting on top, you know what I mean? Things are going to start, especially with the amount of games we're getting at the minute and all that business. It's very important that we secure the dubs in the league and the dubs in the Champs League. We was in I think we was about 12th or something in the Champions League table before the game. After the game, we've gone to 7th. And if we get another win against whoever we play next, which I'll have a look at in a minute, then all would be well, and we'll be in like the top 5, maybe the top 5 in the Champions League table. And then on the weekend, we got to put it right in the Premier League as well. Get another dub, keep the momentum rolling. The team should have a lot of belief now. You know what I mean? The belief dipped a little bit with the results we were getting, but now it seems as though we're back to form, back to winning ways. So let's first of all, let's do a player ratings for the Champions League, and then we'll talk about what we got coming up in the Premier League. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's do that. Head over to the screen capture, mates. You know what I'm saying? Over to the screen capture. Sendo. So yeah, the stats, as you've seen here, Sporting got a few shots off, man. 19 shots, 8 on target, 53% possession, 497 passes, with a pass accuracy of 89. And all in all, they, like, from stats wise, it looks like they had a good game and they were doing bits and pieces. Arsenal, on the other hand, 13 shots, 9 on target, possession of 47%, 458 passes with a pass accuracy of 87. So it was pretty even stats wise, but the most important stat, the only stat that really matters, is the goals. And we came through. We came through with 5 goals. And yeah, so as you can see from the Champions League table, Liverpool sitting pretty at the top with no losses, all wins, followed up by Inter Milan, who got 1 draw in there. Rest of them are wins. Barcelona with wins and 1 loss. Dortmund 1 loss, all wins. Atlanta with a couple draws with all wins. Leverkusen with a draw and a loss, so the same as Arsenal. Everybody on 10 points is. So that's Arsenal, well, Leverkusen, Arsenal, Monaco, Villa, Sporting, Brest, and Lille have all lost a game, drew a game, and won the rest of them. But yeah, the table looks pretty mad. It's pretty mad to see certain teams where they are. Quickly run through. So Liverpool 1, Inter 2, Barcelona 3, Dortmund 4, Atlanta 5, Leverkusen 6, Arsenal 7th, Monaco 8th, Aston Villa in 9th, just outside of automatic qualification. Sporting dropped down into 10th after their loss against Arsenal. Brest also in 11th, out of the qualification, instant qualification. Lille in 12th, Bayern in 13th, which is pretty mad to see Bayern all the way down the table. You know what I'm saying? Benfica in 14th. In 15th, Atletico Madrid, another surprise there. I thought I would see Atletico a bit more higher in the table. AC Milan, another team in 16th that I thought I'd see higher up in the table. Man City having a terrible time of recent, and they've got to go to Anfield in the Premier League as well, so it's not looking good for them. They're right in 17th. PSV 18th, Juve 19th, Celtic 20th, 21st Feyenoord, 22nd Club Brugge, 23rd Dynamos Zagreb. Real Madrid with 3 losses. I don't think they're going to qualify, to be honest with you. Not automatically anyway, and especially if they get another loss, it's crazy for them. They may not even qualify for the knockout stages of the Champions League, or even the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? PSG in 25th. Those two teams, to see them down there is a shocker. 26th, Shakhtar Donetsk. 27th, Stuttgart. Sparta Praha in 28th. Sturm Graz in 29th. Girona in 30th. Ravenna, I don't know who that is. They're in 31st. Salzburg in 32. They're doing rubbish. Bologna in 33. RB Leipzig in 34. They're doing rubbish. They've lost every game. Slovan Bratislava, I think they've lost every game in 35th position. Young Boys lost every game, so there's a few teams here. These bottom 3 lost every single game. Nil point for them, man. There, you know what I'm saying. But the rest of us, what matters, Arsenal, big team. You know what I'm saying. Love the performance that we had, and it's been good stuff in the Champions League. We've managed to turn our fortunes around, put in some shifts. But yeah, if we take a look at the team, we'll go through. We'll do a quick player ratings for the game against Sporting, seeing as I didn't do one after the game. You know what I'm saying. I was tired and all that. I just had to get off quick time. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, David Raya in goal, had a solid performance, some good saves, good distribution, and just same old for David Raya. So I give David Raya a 8. Give David Raya a 8. Going out to the right back, Jurrien Timber had an amazing game. I think he's in some aspects better than Ben White. I just feel Ben White's normally gets to the final third and he stops, he stands on the ball. You know what I mean? He doesn't really whip crosses in, low driven crosses like Timber does. I think Timber has a little more, like, Ben got the dark arts. Ben's really good, but Timber's a bit more powerful, a bit more quick, a bit more. Ben White's quick as well. So when Ben White's in form, it's going to be great competition on that right side with Timber and Ben White. But Timber had a great game. I give Timber 8.5. Definitely up there, almost got a 9. He got the assist for Martinelli's goal. So he added bits to the final result. You know what I'm saying? So Jurien Timber gets 8.5. Then we move on to William Saliba, solid again. Rolls Royce kept Guterres quiet. You know what I mean? Wasn't really troubled in any way. Their goal, it wasn't his mistake that led to their goal, so he's not really at fault. I give William Saliba a 8.5. Gabriel Magalhaes, his centre back partner, also had a great game. Solid, didn't give Guterres anything. Led by example, fierce, strong. He also got a goal as well. Great header. I'm gonna give Gabriel. Oh, I gotta give him a 9. If I'm giving William Saliba 8.5, then Gabriel Magalhaes gets a 9 for me. Just down to the goal that tops it over a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Then at left back we had Calafiori, and Calafiori just coming back from injury. He also had a great game. Put in a shift, some great tackles, some great headers. Just all round trouble, all round just being a nuisance. You know what I mean? So fair play to Calafiori. I give Calafiori a solid 8. Then we move into the midfield now. Martin Odegaard. What can I say about Martin Odegaard? Fresh off an injury, came back. The 2 games he's come back, we actually look like Arsenal for a change. You know what I mean? We're playing like Arsenal. Everything's back to normal. You know what I mean? It just shows you how important Martin Odegaard is as a player for Arsenal. You know what I mean? We don't even play like Arsenal without him. We have to play a lot more defensive, a lot more rigid, and there's not that free flowing Arsenal football. He's just a magician. He's like a throwback, you know what I mean? Like a Santi Cazorla, like a Ozil, but with the doggedness, with the running back, with putting in challenges, you know what I mean? So he's a little bit better than them, man, in that respect. And a faultless performance from him. He won the penalty that got us out of trouble as well, when things started to look like they were going downhill a little bit. So I give Martin Odegaard a 9. Even though he got subbed off, he's getting a 9 for me. So that's 2 9s so far, Gabriel Magalhaes and Martin Odegaard. Now, moving on to Thomas the Tank Engine Partey. I think he's the goated midfielder. I kind of count Martin Odegaard more as like an attacker, and his role's slightly different to like a holding defense. You know what I mean? Partey is crazily good at the minute, and he's always been good. He's always been our best midfielder, but injuries and coming back from injuries, drop of form, and all of that. But ever since he had his little girl came into the world, he's stepped up. You know what I mean? He's done bits. I think, did he got a goal against Nottingham Forest? I think he did, didn't it? And he got that in honor of her. And since she's been born, he stepped it up another level, and he was outrageously good, especially in the first half where he was the conductor. You know what I mean? That is his nickname now. You know what I mean? Martin Odegaard's also a conductor, but in a different fashion. Thomas Partey, some of the passes, the coolness, the calmness, the collectedness, stepping round players and just getting off the pass, you know what I mean? He's just doing bits for Arsenal at the moment. And I give Thomas Partey a 9, probably my player of the match. Yeah, he was my man of the match. So I give Thomas Partey a 9. You know what I mean? So that's 3 Donnies on 9 so far. Gabriel Magalhaes, Martin Odegaard, and Thomas Ross-Clark Partey. You know what I'm saying? Moving on, we had Declan Rice. Declan Rice had an okay game. Wasn't too bad. He was doing his little runs, putting in a few challenges, a few interceptions, and that. Wasn't all that, to be honest with you, but he does his thing, man. And yeah, he added to the team spirit. You know what I mean? He added to the performance of the team. So I've only got to give Declan Rice 7.5. Feel like he was a little bit off the pace, slightly, but bordering at 8 for Declan Rice. Now moving on to the attack. Bakayo, little chilly, medium chilly, big chilly, Saka, just doing what he does best, you know what I mean? And when that right side of the pitch, the Timber, Partey, Odegaard, Saka link up was crazy. That right side of the pitch was doing the most, you know what I mean? And it was spectacular, you know what I mean? Spectacular, splendid confectionery, you know what I'm saying? Stupendous confectionery, shall I say, you know what I'm saying? And Bukayo Saka stepped up with a pressure penalty right when we needed him to, you know what I mean? Stepped up to the plate, didn't shy away from it, and the finish was crazy. Tucked it into the side netting, no messing about. And I give Bukayo Saka a 8.5 to a 9. Can we, you know what I mean? It's basically like an 8.9 and 9. I'm just going to give him a 9 as well, to be honest with you. Gabriel, Martin Odegaard, Partey, and Saka all on 9 so far. Moving on, we got Kai Havertz. Didn't really do much. He got a goal as well. Got a nice tap in. He was making himself busy. He was being a nuisance, you know what I mean? Being a nuisance to the Sporting defenders. They weren't really enjoying the game they was having against him. So he done bits, man. I give Kai Havertz an 8.5. Moving on, Gabriel Martinelli. Martinelli really needed a goal recently. Just for himself, just for his own well-being, you know what I'm saying? For his own mental health and that. And he put in a shift also, running down. Sometimes Martinelli can be a bit one-dimensional, but I think as long as you got that threat of him being able to run at people, it creates a lot of space on the other side of the pitch because they have to overload the left side in order to stop the Chaos Lord doing what he does best. And he got a nice little tap in as well, courtesy of Jurien Timber. So I give him an 8.5 as well. So all in all, player ratings, the team done well. I'll give the overall team performance of a 9. If we didn't concede and we just had a 5-0 victory, it would have been a straight out all out 10, just for the fact of how we played and all that. But the goal we conceded drops that down to a 9. Why did I do the overall team before the subs? The subs, Jacob Kivior came on straight away. He was getting got at, you know what I mean? As soon as Magalhaes came off, Gyökeres was just running him down, and they got a little bit more joy while Kivior was on the pitch. But he did his thing, you know what I'm saying? He didn't let us down too much, so I give Kivior straight 7. Alexander Zinchenko got subbed on. He done well. He didn't do too badly. He did bits and pieces. Again, we're a little bit weaker with Zinchenko. You know what I mean? But it is what it is at the end of the day. But he did well as well. So I give Zinni a 7. Leandro Bossard, aka Trossard, came on. Was a little bit effective. Just kept it together. Managed to get a little goal as well. So I'll give Leandro Bossard an 8.5. Mikel Moreno came on for Declan Rice. And he done well as well. He looks like a better player in the Champions League than he does in the league, to be honest with you. And yeah, I rated his performance. Great low-driven shot to provide the goal for Leandro Trossard. So I give him a 7.5 as well. Ethan Wanyeri got some minutes, which was good to see. Wonder kid, you know what I mean? Came on, looked healthy, played like he normally plays. You know what I mean? Done some bits and pieces, bits and bobs, and that. Gotta respect it. Didn't get on the score sheet or the assist sheet, but he done well. So I give Ethan a 7. And for the rest of the subs, we never really got to see them. I thought we was gonna see uh, Sterling at some point, but I think when Gabriel Magalhaes had to come off, Mikel Arteta had no choice but to bring on Kivior, so that stopped Sterling getting minutes. Would have been nice to see Sterling get some minutes, but it is what it is. I'd probably play Sterling on the left in the Premier League with the games coming up, but we're gonna look at that right now. So great performance in the Champions League all round. Yeah, so let's move on to the Premier League. And we have West Ham on Saturday. We have the ham sandwich coming up, you know what I'm saying? The Hammers and that. We're expected to win that game, win probability of 66%, 20% probability of it being a draw, and 14% probability of West Ham winning the game. But as you can see, Arsenal sitting nicely in 4th, basically 3rd as well, along with Chelsea. We're all pretty much tied. They've got a few goals more for, and goals away. Same goal difference, same points, same wins, same draws, same losses. So we are pretty much 3rd. And I don't know who Chelsea have next, whether they've got an easy game or not. But I wouldn't say West Ham are an easy game for Arsenal, with all due respect. But I think we win it. And we go up to 25 points. If we get the dub and go up to 25 points, hopefully Man City can hold Liverpool to a draw. I think that would be the best result all round for Arsenal, a draw for the Man City Liverpool game this weekend. I mean, if Liverpool win, they go to 34 points, they'd be flying. If Man City win, they go to 26. But if they draw, then Man City stay at 24, Liverpool stay at 32. Arsenal will slide into 2nd with a win against West Ham, and will be a step closer, 7 points off Liverpool, and we'll have them within reach. They're going to have more hard games coming up, and yeah, so hopefully they drop more points and we can creep up the table. But if we can get into 2nd place by the end of the weekend, that would be great. So I'll be looking forward to a draw. West Ham, let's take a quick look at West Ham's last results, see what kind of form they've been in, and let's just go from the top, shall we? Go from the top. Well, I think we'll go from here. They lost to Crystal Palace. Nah, that's a bit far back, isn't it? A bit too. We'll go from August. So they lost to Wolves 3-1. Lost to Crystal Palace 3-1. They beat Celta Vigo in their Conference League they were in, or Europa. It looks like a Conference League thing. Barely scraped through that. They drew that, but won on both legs, over both legs, 6-5. So not great there. Lost to Villa 2-1. They beat Crystal Palace on the return 2-0. Beat Bournemouth 1-0. Lost to Man City 3-1. Drew with Fulham 1-1. Lost to Chelsea 3-0. Got beat 5-1 by Liverpool. Drew with Brentford 1-1. Beat Ipswich 4-1. Lost to Tottenham 4-1. Beat Man United, but everybody beats Man United, so can't really look too much into that. They've got a few red cards along the way as well. And they just beat Newcastle, so they've come off a poor run. I would say it was a poor run, but they've ended their poor run with a good win against Newcastle on Monday. And yeah, so they go into the Arsenal game not looking that great. So I think we should take the win, and it should be kind of easy. Couple of the news articles: Declan Rice returns to West Ham as Arsenal hit with new injury woes. Predicted lineup: Gabriel, White, Tomiyasu, Arsenal injuries. So Gabriel Magalhaes could be out for the West Ham game, which makes it a lot more difficult, because we'll have to run Kivior, and I don't think Kivior's up to the challenge. But having Odegaard back should make sure that we seal the deal. You know what I mean? We get the dub. Thomas Souček to be destroyed by Arsenal in West Ham clash. Paul Merson. Dan's EPL prediction. Don't really care about that. So yeah, got a big game coming up this weekend. Definitely need the win. I mean, predicted lineup, I don't know. I think I would go, if Gabriel Magalhaes is out, then Kivior has to step in. I think I would give. Do I give Saka a rest, or? I think we pretty much keep the team the way it is. Maybe make some early subs during the early parts of the second half. Get Moreno on, get Ethan on, get Sterling on, get Jesus on, and rotate. Rotation is going to be a lot about rotation for Arsenal. Yeah, going to be a lot about rotation, to be honest. We need to make sure everybody's up to a certain level, and yeah, man, just trying to tick over and make sure we get all 3 points, making sure that we keep the pressure on Liverpool and keep shit ticking over, man. You know what I mean? Not really much else we can talk about. Well, we could talk about Mikel Arteta. He's done a lot better. It's been a bit tough for him recently, you know what I mean? But I feel like he's definitely making some better substitutions at the right time. He's definitely putting in shifts, you know what I mean? As in, he's actually thinking about, like, he's getting his tactics right. He's getting player selection right now. And he's also getting substitutions right now. You know what I mean? He's making the right subs at the right time. And before Odegaard was back, he was pretty much messing up. He was giving players 2 to 3 minutes as subs, you know what I mean? To make an impact, to make a... It wasn't really happening like that. I mean, Ethan Nwaneri was coming through and getting the odd goal. But you can't be giving man 3 minutes towards the end of the game, especially when you need change. When nothing's working, 70th minute, 75th minute latest, you know what I mean? You want players to have a good 15, 20 minutes playing on the pitch. And it's just about rotation, like I said earlier. We need a lot more rotation. Keep players fit, happy, keep the vibe in the amongst the team. You know what I mean? Keep it popping. And it's been pretty good, man. I mean, we got January coming up. I don't know what not subs. I don't know what transfers we will get, if we will do any transfers at all, whether we will bring anybody in during the window. I mean, Bucharest was talked about a lot, but I think from the Sporting Lisbon game, he did look like a great player as well. But it just shows you, man, like, he was quiet. He didn't even get a goal or nothing, like. And he had like 100 shots, none of them was on target. He just smashed every single one with power, no precision. You know what I mean? And just shows you that, yeah, it's not, you're not just gonna get someone who's gonna just fix everything. As you can see, Man City have Haaland, one of the top leading goal scorers in the world. You know what I mean? And look at their run of look at their fortune, their run of games recently. They haven't won in like 7 games. They've had like 5 losses, and he scored, but doesn't help the team out having just one Donny. I feel like the way we play, the way we spread our goals about, the way our goals come a bit more from midfield, I think that works for us. You know what I mean? And that's kind of a problem with the Arsenal fan base. I feel like when things are running smooth, everybody's happy, but as soon as we don't have a good performance, people start talking strikers, talking all this nonsense and that. And I mean, I would like a good striker. We need to replace a couple players that we've lost. But like I said, we don't really get our goals from striker. I think when we play our best football, it's when everybody's chipping in. We're getting goals all over the place. Everybody's having a great game. And that is the problem with the Arsenal fan base. We have one bad performance and then everything's just shit. And you know what I mean? Everybody's a shit player, and Kai Havertz ain't good enough, and this and that. You know what I mean? And it changes really quickly. Like the recency bias within the Arsenal fan base is crazy. It's like, what have you done for me lately? You know what I mean? And football's a very what have you done for me lately type of game. But you can't let that skew your opinion, can't let that skew what you're seeing. And I don't think Kai Havertz has necessarily played bad. I don't think it warrants some of the responses and opinions that people give on Kai Havertz. While Odegaard was out, he was chipping in, getting goals every game. You know what I mean? I swear he got like 5 goals or something along them lines. And it just shows you that we are, as a fan base, we're quite sneaky, man. It's quite jarring. We got fans that just hate on us. You know what I mean? You got the Lee Gunner types and North sides, even Turkish to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Just always looking at the negative, without context. You know what I mean? And normally their context is about us not winning trophies and all of that, but you're not. No one's like, how can I put it? No one. You have to earn it. You know what I mean? If we're not getting the points and we're not earning it, when it doesn't warrant us winning leagues. You know what I mean? We've come very close in an era where Man City have just been running away with things. You know what I mean? We were 2 points out last season, and the referees robbed us on certain games, and that could have been that. We could have been up there. You know what I mean? We could have won one more game instead of drawing it, and we would have been level on points and probably won it by goal difference. You know what I mean? It shows you how tight the league is and how things change rapidly. You know what I mean? Chelsea's back. Man United have a new coach. You know what I mean? Man City have gone to shit. Liverpool are back number 1, whereas the last season they were off the boil. You know what I mean? It just shows you it's all up in the air. It's all changes. It's not realistic to be like, oh well, we should have won the league and all this. We either win the league or we don't. And just because we don't win the league doesn't mean we've had a bad season or we're like a shit team. It just means we couldn't get it over the line. And it's been 20 years since we got it over the line. I get it, you know what I mean? And people are really hungry for that, for them big trophies. And I'm hungry for the big trophies, but I'm not deluded either, you get me? I'm not out here just thinking, well, we should have won it and not backing my team. At the end of the day, I'm a supporter of the club. You know what I mean? I'm a supporter of Arsenal. I'm not like, I think fan is the wrong word. There's barely these fan channels and this and that. Fan means that you just like when it's good. You know what I mean? A supporter means you support your team, whether good or bad. You know what I mean? We need a lot more supporters, a lot less fans in the club, a lot less opinionated fans. You know what I mean? A lot of fans talking like they're at the training ground with us and that. You know what I'm saying? Well, I said us, like I'm there, but I'm not there either. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of fans talk like we're at the training ground, seeing what's going on and all of that, and you're not. You know what I mean? So don't be so concrete in your opinions where, you know what I mean, where you're just hating on man. We got a lot of that. A lot of these Arsenal fans, fan base is kind of mad. You know what I mean? Like, people get on Bavs and that, but he's at least he's trying to do good. You know what I mean? Trying to do positive things. You know what I mean? Obviously, he's not delusional. You know what I mean? He ain't gonna be like this and that, but he has faith in the team and he supports. You know what I mean? And that's what you gotta be. You gotta be a supporter of the club. And a lot of people forget that you're a supporter. You know what I mean? I think the word fan is a bit weird. I don't like the word fan. I don't like having fans, and I don't like being a fan. You know what I mean? What am I fucking? I'm not pushing air. That's what a lot of fans do. Double entendre. You know what I'm saying? They are fans because they just push out cold and hot air. A lot of it's air. A lot of the time, uh, you need to be a bit more of a supporter. You know what I mean? And there are occasions where I get mad. You know what I mean? I don't like what I'm seeing from the team and Arteta and all that, but it is what it is. It is just football as well. At the end of the day, a lot of people are living their lives for it, vicariously, or however you say it, you know what I'm saying? Living their life through that. And football is really important to me as well, but not so important that I'm gonna affect my life in that kind of way. You know what I mean? We win together, we lose together, we reach the end of the season together, and we are, it is what it is. We are where we are, and that's what it is a lot of the time. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's just very jarring, man. I'm seeing fans of other clubs like Ops having better opinions than the Arsenal opinions, the Arsenal fan opinions. You know what I mean? A lot of the Ops are having more balanced views on Arsenal, just where they're not so wrapped up in it. You know what I mean? And sometimes you got to do that. You got to step away, have a clearer view of what you're looking at. When you're so in it, so ingrained in it, your opinions and your views get skewed. You know what I mean? You get warped by it. And it's been a long road, man. It's been a long road as an Arsenal fan, from the end of the Wenger era through the bit of the Unai era, and the start of the Arteta era was all shambles. You know what I mean? We had to get rid of a lot of dead wood. We've come from a good place. Well, we come from a bad place into a good place. We're at a good place now. We got some good players. We got a good team. We got good vibes. You know what I mean? Good stadium. We got a lot of things going for us in the long run. You know what I mean? And I think at the end of the season, we will definitely get some trophies. I don't know whether that's going to be the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup, the League Cup, whatever it is. I think we will win silverware though, and we've got a pretty good team. As long as people stay fit, we don't get more major injuries, then I feel like some of the smaller cups are there to be got. Another FA Cup would be nice, you know what I mean? Even a League Cup, I'll take a League Cup and an FA Cup. And the Premier League's still going to unfold. Like, we still got loads of games left, you know what I mean? Liverpool have yet to have a blip. And at some stage, they're going to have a blip. Even when we were 12 points ahead of Man City, we were running away with the title. They caught us up. Shit happens, you know what I mean? Just takes a Van Dijk injury, a Mohamed Salah injury, you know what I mean? Something along them lines where it just goes to shit. And we can capitalize on that. And hopefully we've got over our little bump in the road and we can move forward in a good way, you know what I mean? And like I'm saying, Liverpool are yet to have a dip. We're yet to see what Liverpool are like under pressure. We're yet to see what they're like when they've got injuries. We're yet to see what they're like when they're not getting results that they should be. All of that's got to come, and that will come. You know what I mean? At some stage, we will see what Liverpool are actually made of in tough times, not when things are going well. And I think for the bad start we've had, to be lingering around in fourth, third, with you know what I mean, within reaching distance of coming second or being in second place, I think we're in a good real place. We're coming into form right at the right time of the season, just before Christmas. You know what I mean? Get some good results in, have a little Christmas break, come back, start smashing teams up again. Hopefully everybody's fit then as well, and we can get some good results. But that is the problem with our fan base. Our fan base is a bit wishy washy. You know what I mean? Certain man need to look at themselves and just think, why? My opinion don't really matter in the scheme of things. I need to just chill, be a supporter, not a fan. You know what I mean? Like I said before, the word fan is annoying because it's just hot and cold air. These men are blowing hot and cold air. Whereas supporter means you support the team through thick and thin. You can voice your opinions on what you think needs changing, what you don't like about certain things, what you do like, rare tear tear. But it is just that. It's just an opinion. You are not part of the Arsenal club as a player or staff member or anything along them lines. You're meant to be a supporter, innit? And we're lucky. We're lucky to have witnessed the Invincibles. We're lucky to have witnessed league title wins and FA Cup wins and all that. There are a lot of teams out there ain't won nothing, and they still got their supporters. Their supporters stick with them through thin and thin. Yeah, they might have a little complain, might have a little wobble, but in the whole scheme of things, they are there. They're real fans. And I think a lot of the time Arsenal don't have real fans. We got people that came along in good times. A lot like Man City and Chelsea, you know what I mean? They never came with that historical big fan base. They got that through the money times and the good times. Like many teams do, you know what I mean? But Liverpool, for instance, their fan base are with them through thick and thin. They might complain about a few things here and there, but when Klopp wasn't getting the wins, they wasn't like gunning Klopp and saying Klopp out and fucking all this bullshit. They stuck with man till he left. And they're a good example of what a good fan base is. You know what I mean? Man United, they're proving their worth as a fan base simply for the fact of how shit Man United are. Like they've gone through times where they were the greatest team in Europe. You know what I mean? Possibly the world. Definitely one of the biggest clubs in the world. You know what I mean? But they didn't. Yeah, they've had their times of wanting managers out, but that's because of how terrible it's been. You know what I mean? It's been truly terrible. Like we've been in the running, and we still got man complaining. You know what I mean? Whereas they've been out of the running, getting smacked up 7-2s, and you know what I mean, getting mad results against them. Not even playing good. Like what did they got a Carabao Cup. They snuck a Carabao Cup when they shouldn't have because they got a mad decision where a goal got disallowed against a smaller side. Can't remember what team it was in the Carabao Cup, but like Chesterfield or someone along them lines should have won, but the referees deemed one of their goals offside when it wasn't. And Man United got through that, got to the final, and beat Man City in the final and won a little trophy. You know what I mean? And so that just shows you like winning them little cups as well. Like don't mean jack shit sometimes because the team is dead. And United is still dead. You know what I mean? Will always be dead. But yeah, man, Arsenal, we're in a good place. Finally back. Martin Odegaard, a big reason for that. Just helps knit things together. You know what I mean? I think without him, we don't really play like Arsenal at all. I feel like, yeah, he's a major part of the reason why we're back in good form. But let's take this form onwards, forwards onto the weekend, get a good result against West Ham. What's our next? Let me have a look at our next bunch of games. So we got West Ham, Man United, Fulham, Monaco. So in those block of 4 games, I think we can get 3, 6, 9, 12 points. I truly believe we can get 12 points the way we're playing. Beat West Ham, need to smack Man United just for bragging rights. You know what I mean? And Fulham should be a comfortable win, hopefully. And then Monaco in the Champions League, and then we're practically through if we beat Monaco to the knockout stages. You know what I mean? And if we win this nice little block here, these block of 4 games, West Ham, Man United, Fulham, Monaco, we'll be in good stead. You know what I mean? Very good stead. And then the next lot of games, Everton, Crystal Palace in the EFL Cup, Crystal Palace in the league, Ipswich, Brentford, Brighton, Tottenham, Villa, Dynamo Zagreb. Like, we should have a good run, proper good run. 1 second, people, 1 second. Let me just take this call. Hey, yo. Yo, what's cracking, mate? What's good? Yeah, man. What you saying? Yeah? Hang on, 1 second, 1 second. I'm gonna call you back. 2 seconds. I just gotta answer the door quick. Yeah. Well, with that being said, people, I'm gonna get out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's been the Bristol Gooner. We've had a little catch up on what's been going on with Arsenal so far. But yeah, man, make sure you tune into the watch-alongs galore. We got watch-alongs all over the place, not just football either. We got all types of games. But yeah, with that being said, I've been the Flying Monk. You know what I'm saying? This is more time. More time is more time. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all of you. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and next time join the chat. Let me know what you're thinking about everything to do with Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? It's the Bristol Gooner Show, episode 2, and we out of here. Salute.
Yeah. You know.